Dricus to Plessis defeated Sean Strickland by unanimous decision last weekend. We know what's next. DDP called for Khamzat. Khamzat's been calling for the belt. The UFC has wanted to make this matchup for quite some time. He has his passport back. There's no reason we don't get this fight next, so we're gonna go over the fight, go over when I think it will happen, and also go through their careers and talk about what this means for the middleweight division. So if that interests you, stick around. Now, when DDP fought Strickland the first time, many people, including myself, thought that Sean Strickland won that fight based off damage, based off output. I thought that Sean won that fight, and part of me wanted to pick Sean in the second fight. But when I looked at the progression of both fighters, look at what they've done since, DDP was the first to submit Israel Adesanya. Sean Strickland went to a split decision with Paulo Costa. And granted, we all know Sean Strickland's style, the teeps and jabs. We know that it's not an entertaining style. It's not really a style that shows damage. And damage is one of the things that we scored on. I had Sean basically winning that fight 5-0, 4-1 at minimum. The Paulo fight. Then you look at Dricus, you look at the fact that he was outpacing Israel Adesanya, and he's the first person to submit Israel Adesanya. Like, let's just start with, yeah. I want to start with going through Dricus's career. Just so we see who he is and what he's capable of. So, he debuts at UFC Africa 21. Wins the fight by TKO. Gets a rear naked choke, TKO has a championship fight, gets submitted in round 3. Comes back, rear naked choke, rear naked choke, rear naked choke. Rear naked choke. This computer's pissing me off. Then he fights Martin Van Staden for the belt. Wins at that time by guillotine. Then submits Rafael Hartic. Beats Jose Junior Rocha. First round TKO, first round submission. First round or second round TKO. Loses to Skoldic in the rematch by third round TKO. After that, though, in KSW, beats Doyleton Waterbach, beats Brendan Orchard, beats Marcus Perez in his debut. First round knockout left hook. Fights Trevin Giles, lengthy dude. TKOs him, right cross, ground and pound. Fights Brad Tavares, UFC veteran, wins by unanimous decision. Submits Darren Till, Khamzat's friend, by the way, by third round rear naked choke. Beats Derek Brunson by corner stoppage in round 2. Then he sweeps Robert Whitaker, TKO, power jab, and punches. First fight, many people, including myself, believe that Sean Strickland won this fight. He won it off a split decision. Ends up fighting Israel Adesanya in August. First ever to submit Israel Adesanya. Then this weekend. Dominated Sean Strickland. Got his second title defense. And he left no doubt in anybody's mind that he is the better fighter between them. Sean didn't look good. Um, he wasn't really producing or like landing as much as he does. We all know the volume is what Sean Strickland is known for. There were rumors about him having staff before, which I think might have been true. But you look at DDP. You look at him now. 23 and 2. How old is he? 31. Very young. Then we move over to Hamzat. He is 30. You look at his beginning in amateur. Second round anaconda choke. Then goes pro. Second round ground and pound. First round rear naked choke. First round TKO. First round submission due to strikes. Good God. Then he fights Ikram Aliskarov. First round uppercut KO. Then he fights this guy. Second round submission. I'm gonna try and say his name. Fights John Phillips in his debut. Submits him, does choke. Fights Reese McKee. First round TKO ground and pound. Then he knocks out Gerald Mershart instantly with a red cross at UFC fight night. I forgot. No, it wasn't main event. No way they had Gerald Mershart main event. Then he fights on his first pay per view. Submits Chimaev. And in these four fights, he only took one strike. One strike landed by his opponent in four fights. That stat will never be replicated. Then he fights, he wrestles Dr. Manson, wins. Then he fights Gilbert Burns. Gilbert Burns tested him, but this is quite a win by Khamzat Chimaev. Showed that he could face adversity. Then he was supposed to fight Nate Diaz when the UFC were trying to screw over Nate Diaz so that when he went to fight Jake Paul, he would get less money. But the fans knew exactly what was going on. Khamzat missed his weight by, I think, like 10 or 8 or 10 pounds, something like that. Then they switched him to fight Kevin Holland. He submits him with a dark choke in round 1. Fights Kamaru Usman on short notice. Really close fight, man. Really close fight. A lot of people thought that Usman won this fight. And I thought it was insanely close, which is why going into the Robert Whittaker fight at UFC 308, I picked Robert Whittaker to win. I thought that Robert Whittaker would be able to defend the takedowns at least a bit, use the boxing, mix in the kicks and that, and win by decision, maybe late round KO. But then he broke his jaw in the first round with a face crank. Like, we have never seen anything like Khamzat Chimaev. 5 wins by KO, 7 wins by submission, 2 by decision, and like, this guy looks like he will most likely be one of the greatest of all time. Now, back to DDP, back to Khamzat. This is a clear 2 best in middleweight. I would argue two of the best middleweights of all time. I know that the sample size for Khamzat is small, but that's not his fault. Because of what's going on in Russia and Chechnya and Ukraine and that, his passport was denied, it was revoked, and he wasn't allowed to be in multiple countries because of the fact he's married to the daughter of the leader of Chechnya. But now that we can get this right, now that we can see truly who is the best middleweight, no more repetitive title rematches. If Joe Adesanya loses to Imavov, he's out of the title picture. Now, I wouldn't doubt that they would put him in a title fight after one win or two wins, but I hope it's not the case. Now, the reason this fight I feel will be competitive is it's Hamzat's wrestling ability going up against somebody so unorthodox like DDP. Like with DDP, you never know. You never know how to calculate what he's doing, and that's why he's able to land at such a incredible percent. Where you saw in the Sean Strickland fight the angles that he's throwing his punches, throwing his kicks, then he's diving in, faking a takedown, coming up again with an overhand, doing shit like that. That it's difficult to have somebody replicate what DDP does because DDP is the only one. Like even his coaches call him a retard. His coaches call him a retard, and he fights like a retard. Sean Strickland said it best at the pre-fight press conference. Yeah, it works though. It's a style that works, and if he is able to beat Hamza definitively, he's up there in the GOAT conversation. That would be excuse me. That would be three title defenses. I would assume they would do this at Abu Dhabi, something like that later in the fall. Three in a year and a half. Not bad. Not everybody's Pereira. And he said that he wants to defend the belt three times. That would be number three. He can go fight Imavov. He can go fight Bravo. Whatever it is. I assume he would try and move up and fight Pereira. Now, as if he becomes that. And this really is one of the greatest middleweight fights we will ever see. The most dominant wrestler we have ever seen in MMA taking on one of the most unorthodox fighters we have ever seen. And I really don't know who to pick in this fight, to be honest. Because you look at Hamza, you look at the domination, you're like, oh, yeah, he's easily got this. Then you look at DDP and you're like, hold up, how do you train for him? How do you replicate him in the gym? You could try. I don't think you can. But wanted to see. This fight probably will get announced in the summer, I'd say. I'd assume this be Abu Dhabi, October, September, whenever that'll be. But yeah, this probably will go down as the greatest middleweight fight of all time. Right after Izzy and Gastelum got got inducted into the Hall of Fame. But let me know in the comments down below, when do you think this fight will happen, and who do you see winning? Like, do you think the unstoppable wrestling go away will compete with the unorthodox DDP, or do you think DDP will be impossible for Khamzat to train for? Let me know in the comments down below. Thanks for watching. Later.